Dad realizes his baby was eaten alive by rats.
Emma, Bobby! I know, but Bobby is getting the help that he needs.
I see blood everywhere.
Even the little kids are talking about seeing mice and stuff running around in there.
I'm scared when he down at this house.
He was like eaten alive.
When Evansville police and EMTs receive an urgent 911 call describing a grisly attack by rats on a 6-month-old infant, they immediately race to the scene.
How many rats would there be to eat a 6-month-old infant alive? Like, I know that's an infant, but at the same time, dude, eaten alive by rats, even an infant, that has to be like more than 12, more than 15 rats. Like, I remember we watched a torture video. That was like one of the most painful ways you could die in medieval times, was getting eaten alive by rats, because it's not quick. It is a very slow death.
It is the nature of the attack that leaves investigators sickened beyond their wildest imaginations.
And I see his fingers. And I see that his fingers look like they've been chewed.
Early in the morning on September 13th, 2023, police officers and EMTs quickly arrived.
Did they just leave their kid? Okay, why do they have that many rats in their house? I've had mice problems. I had bat problems. I ain't got enough that would kill me, or an infant even. Dude, you have like 3, maybe 4, and you got to get rid of them. Like, you just have rats running around your fucking house, and then you just left your kid and you got eaten alive.
Injured baby off to a local hospital. But what they don't yet realize is the child's injuries and the infuriating reason behind them were something they never could have anticipated. Approaching the house, the officer can't help but notice the front porch is congested with toys, household objects, and heaps of trash. When he enters the house...
Yeah, dude, whenever I pass a house, you ever pass a house with shit on their porch like this? And you're like, dude, I can just imagine what the inside of their house looks like.
He's greeted by Delana Thurman, the aunt of the victim.
Just trash. Just shit everywhere.
And David, the victim's father. Both are also looking after several crying children.
I walked in and found him this morning.
Like, I'd be so stressed. There's plates on the ground. Like, I would be like, how are they not? And they just walk right by it. Like, I would be stressed out, dude. Like, this is the shit. This is the way the house looks at an Airbnb with 14 guys that are just getting hammered, and the next day you wake up and everybody has trash bags and they're fucking cleaning it up. This is just the daily life.
Yeah, that doesn't happen to the baby not make a sound.
Yeah, maybe if you didn't have fucking shit all over your house, dude, rats wouldn't be able to hide here. Like, they're probably just living in their stuff.
Officer Green proceeds to gain further details from Delana, David's sister-in-law. He finds out that all of the other 4 children are under the age of 10, 2 of which are Delana's children.
Well, and also, having a rat problem is bad if you don't do anything, because they fuck like crazy, dude. They reproduce fast. Like, that's why they run experiments on rats, because they don't live long, they age quick, and they have a lot of sex. So if you have a rat problem, you don't get rid, like, even if you set out rat traps, yeah, you might kill 1 or 2 of them or fucking 5 of them. They already reproduce fucking 15, right? They're outscaling you army-wise. Like, you need to, like, actually pay an exterminator. Like, that's not a problem you solve yourself. If you have rats, fucking call someone.
So you're saying you didn't have a mark on him when you went to bed?
No marks on him at all.
No mark at all. We
Yeah.
laid him down. He was happy as could be. He fell asleep. We came in here to watch some TV.
What time was that?
We put him to bed at what?
It's about 8.
About 8.
Yeah, there's no way the kid wouldn't cry. Getting eaten alive.
Yeah, I mean,
And then we just came in here. We haven't heard anything since.
Yeah, do you think they get charged with anything? Like, does that count? Maybe negligence. You're not getting charged with, like, murder.
Then. I mean, he was supposed to get at one time around, like,
Yeah, like child
10 or
neglect.
11. And I went in there and I gave him a spot.
Moments after the officer's arrival, EMTs enter the home to tend to the victim. The officer is stunned by the ferocity of the infant's injuries.
He's got marks all over him and his fingers are like chewed off. I don't know what happened. They said it wasn't like that. Didn't hear him make a sound all night.
He wasn't like that around my finger. And when I checked on him and gave him his bottle.
I've been having a rat problem here, but I've got traps everywhere. I've got bait balls set everywhere. I've tried it the best I can.
If that doesn't happen and him not make a sound all night. Wait.
I can't go with my son.
No, not right now. You can sit down. Can you talk to them? This is mom and dad get the rest. I can't talk to those people. I'm gonna lose it. Here you go. You
Yeah, he's getting fucking mad, dude.
should have seen the baby. It's.
I mean, you have rat traps set up, but like infants cry at anything. Like literally anything, because they don't know how to express emotion. So if they're hungry, they have to shit, they have to eat, they feel sick, they're unhappy. Like they're gonna cry for a variety of things, let alone you getting fucking eaten alive. Like if they feel any pain, you could probably prick a baby with like a thumbtack and they would fucking bawl.
Terrible. They said it didn't make a sound all night.
As more
Did it die? We don't know yet.
officers approach the scene, they are equally appalled by the disturbing injuries and the terrible conditions of the house the children live in.
One of the nastier ones I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like hoarder. It's like hoarder shit, dude. And then why do they have a fucking deer head above their TV? The fuck is that shit, dude?
It's so hard to contain the rage. It's hard to contain the
I don't understand motherfuckers getting taxidermied shit. Like, I'm not gonna fucking sit here and judge in the sense that it's like, hey, you know, if you want a fucking deer head, you want a deer head. If I ever went hunting and I shot a deer, I would never be like, yeah, chop it neck up and then fucking frame it on my wall.
Oh, that's it. I had to walk out.
Babies died in big like situations, but the fact that he was in there to eaten alive, if you're telling me he didn't make a sound,
Yeah.
Or they didn't check on him. Like, rats are very skittish. It's not like, oh, they lay the baby down, leave, and then 5 minutes later, the kid gets eaten alive. They're gonna like scope out the scene. So they would have left their kid for like hours. Maybe if they fell asleep at night, but still.
are you serious?
No way.
In the house, but don't have diapers laying on the floor. Like,
Well, I can already tell this from the porch how bad.
I showed him the
What I said! Yo, if the outside of your house is gross, the inside of your house is 10 times worse. Always. Always.
So it looked like the fingers were chewed.
like, they're like going. Like he was like eating alive.
All of them?
He's gonna lose at least a couple, but the whole hand's just chewed up.
With the baby finally receiving treatment in the ambulance, it was time to dig deeper into how such a grotesque attack on the child went unnoticed. The suspects are clearly being less than truthful, and officers must get to the bottom of it. Police isolate the victim's father, David, for questioning.
You just want to take a seat.
There's just wires out front. What are the wires out? What are the wires out front? What is this? We just have electrical cables? Is that like fucking like hiking gear? What is this? Is that rope? Is that a fucking extension cord?
Listen. I have no idea what's going on. I just got here, but I want to talk to you. But you're not under arrest or anything. But I'm gonna read you your rights before I talk to you. Okay?
I was getting all the kids up ready for school this morning.
Okay.
I went in there like I've been doing. Went in there to get him up, and I see blood everywhere. So I got him up. I was like, okay, where's the blood coming from? I worked for AMR for a while.
Okay.
I was like, where's the blood coming from? You know, said, did he have a nosebleed? Did he have an ear bleed? I noticed amount of blood, and I see his fingers. And I see that his fingers look like they've been chewed. All right. And
Okay. What does he sleep in? Like a crib
he
or?
has a bassinet.
A bassinet?
bassinet.
I didn't know rats attack people like that unprovoked. Did y'all know that? Like, I've always heard about like torture methods where people like starve rats or like put them in like a bucket and heat it up so they have to kill you. But like, I didn't know that just like house rats would like eat you alive.
That's on the stands up.
If they're hungry, they eat anything. What is like a regular rat's diet? What do rats eat? Oh, anything. Meat, candy, seeds, nuts, garbage, fruit, grain, vegetables. Yeah, they're just like bottom feeders, dude. They'll just eat literally anything.
Never had any issues.
So you think the dog was chewing on his fingers?
No. We have a rat problem here. I've been trying to get rid of them. I've got Terminex here. I've got bait blocks. I've got traps.
Okay.
All set. And it's like...
Okay.
The baby's mother, Angel Schaunebaum, was reportedly staying in a nearby mental health facility and wasn't present during the attack on the infant. David brings the officer to his son's room, where the incident occurred.
You need to get out of
If
it.
you don't want to look in there, it's fine. You just.
I mean, if the mom was checked into a mental health facility, you would maybe assume that Child Protective Services might get involved.
Sleeps over.
Check up on him and
He
shit.
has a packing point.
The
Oh
blood
my god, dude, there's just stuff everywhere.
soaked bassinet and boppy pillow create a scene like something out of a horror movie. A defenseless infant would not have stood a chance fending for himself against what was
Bro, that's right next to their bed.
likely a multiple rodent attack. The officer only has time for a brief look before David becomes overwhelmed.
Okay. It's all right. It's all right.
Is the kid dead, though?
Let's get you some. Let's get you some cigarettes.
That's my baby, you know.
I know. I know. They're gonna help him, okay?
As David paces through the house, the children are becoming restless, realizing something is very wrong. When David is able to take a minute to calm down on the front porch, officers gather near the ambulance to compare notes. Despite the house's condition, the question of how this many rodents were infesting the property and the role the adults played remain to be discovered.
Is it both hands?
The right hand is the worst. The left one is, for lack of a better term, more superficial.
Okay.
His feet. Nothing really noted on his back. Groin area looks okay, a little bruising in the perineum.
According to the police incident report, the baby had over 50 rat bites all over his body. Despite the terrifying
Oh
wounds
my god.
on his left hand, it was his right hand, however, that had the EMTs deeply concerned about the child's well-being. He would need
His temperature dropped to 93.5. Wouldn't you die at that low of a level? Missing flesh halfway down each finger. Dude, exposing the bone.
I'm assuming they're not coming to the hospital.
No. Absolutely not.
All right.
I don't know how you wouldn't hear it.
This has to be excruciating. And if he wasn't screaming, then something else.
Yeah.
While the officer continues to speak with David, the children are
Yeah, I mean, there's a scenario where the infant might not be making noise, but then there's something else wrong with the child that would have been known beforehand.
growing restless inside as an officer
Like, if your kid never cries.
tries to calm them down.
Oh my god.
It's okay. Here.
They're
Come
all
over
girls.
here. They're all girls. Yeah, the little boy. You want to sit down so we can talk to you?
A call from DCS, their person, to see if they're going to want the kids to stay.
Okay.
So we'll wait just a little bit, and then if so, we can stop here in a minute.
I know you two want to go to school, but we're gonna wait.
Hi, bud.
Wow, and the cops just have to deal with it because the mom's not even there.
Can I give you a hug? Can I give you a hug? All right, bud.
This is sad.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Oh.
Yeah, because they don't understand what's going on. Like, young kids can't like grasp the concept of death. Like, whenever you try to explain like a relative passing or something to like a fucking 5-year-old, you just have to say they're somewhere else because they don't understand like imminent death and the idea of not existing. Like, you just have to say, oh, they're gone, right? They're out. Or like when you explain like even a pet dying to like a fucking 5-year-old, you're just like, oh, they're away. They're somewhere else.
Suddenly, without provocation, one of the children says something alarming.
I saw the mouse go all day.
You did?
Yeah. Not me. I just find it in my room wanted
Okay.
and bite me.
Yeah.
Mommy.
Yeah.
And I'm just scared.
Yeah.
Baby.
I would stomp that bitch into the fucking ground. These kids are dealing with rats every day. Bro, if a rat bit me now, oh my god. Yo, big rats are scary? Dude, dead ass. So these kids have been dealing with this for weeks and going to the parents and being like, a rat just bit me. And they're just like, I don't know what to do. You'd stomp the kid? Let's use context clues here, Doe. Do you think that's what I said? No.
In his bed.
Yeah.
And bite. And bite his feet. Very, very quick. Me out of this house. And on his head. Let me get out of this house.
Where's CPS in this situation? That's what I'm saying, dude.
Mommy. When he get out of this house.
Hearing the child's haunting plea to leave
Wow.
is heartbreaking. They clearly recognize the danger they're all in. After a few minutes, the officers take them outside to play, hoping some activity would lighten their moods and ease their stress.
Want blue? There you go.
What's your favorite thing to draw?
Ooh, that's a triangle.
Yeah, I like it.
You like triangle. What color chalk would you like to use?
Around this time, officers discuss their horrifying observations, planning a way to rescue the remaining children.
I told Dad that we're going to keep all the kids here.
Okay.
Really.
Dude, but the worst thing is, like, yeah, they're in a really shitty situation, but now, like, they're probably just going to get thrown into foster care.
They're all, even the little kids are talking about seeing mice and stuff running around in there.
Officers and DCS guide David back inside to gain a better idea of the recent conditions of the house. In stark contrast to the serenity in the yard, the house...
You think it's the parents' fault? In part. I mean, not in whole, in the sense that it's like, they didn't kill their kid. The rats might have, right? I don't know if he died yet, but in the sense of just not handling the problem after it probably being a reoccurring thing, yeah.
house is in a state of chaotic disrepair. Used diapers are littered across the floor, along with...
And, like, that's just lazy, dude. Throw it out. Like, that's actually just... I don't know, man. That's a whole different mentality of, like, grime, dude. It's you just throw it out. This isn't the same thing, but it's like, it's the similar shit with, like, testing different people's character on whether or not you put, like, a grocery cart away. Like, I won't always, if there's, like, an area that I could slot it to the side, but I used to be somebody that would argue, oh, I don't need to put my grocery cart away because, like, somebody else will, but now I just fucking put it away. You know, it's just like, I would never, the only time I've never put grocery carts away, I've never put it in, like, the middle of a parking spot, right? I've always put it off to a side somewhere on a curb where you're able to grab it, or just wheel it back to the grocery store instead of the cart area. But yeah, I always put mine away. I always do now, but like a few years back, there was like 1 or 2 times where I've like put it on a curb.
The house was reportedly smelling foul, and there were a number of visible rat traps.
Cart narcs, I know.
Despite the disturbing state of the living room and the bloody nightmare in the baby's bassinet, officers still don't know that they've only scratched the surface.
What else are they going to find?
Kitchen is a mess. So I've been remodeling, and I pulled the stove out and got everything swept out and trying to get the kitchen worked out. So
trying to get the kitchen worked out. Dude, you're remodeling the kitchen, but you change your baby's diaper and then just go. And then walk out the room. Like, that's more effort than just fucking go throw it in the trash, bro. How does that not bother somebody?
With DCS and police investigating the bedroom together, an official from the DCS has a moment to share some interesting information.
You guys have pictures?
Of the home, like previous pictures, we should, yes.
That's right. The DCS is very familiar with the Schonnebaum family. In fact,
what's the DCS?
There have been 3 ongoing cases and 1 decided case attached to David specifically. Beginning in December of 2022, there was 1 claim of neglect and 1 claim of lack of supervision. Finally, in January of 2018, David was charged with neglect of a dependent with endangerment, a level 6 felony.
Something Child Services.
But the court withheld
a Department of Child Services
judgment, sentencing him to suspended probation, providing very little recourse for his actions. In February 2021, David was charged with possession of substance, for which he received 1 year
meth?
Of a suspended probation sentence. While a case manager visited the home once a week, it was clearly not enough to prevent the unspeakable attack on the baby, nor did it prevent the other.
My take in that sense is, I've always said that dealers should be tried, not consumers. But if you're somebody that's doing meth and you're alone in an apartment, that's a lot different than if you're in possession of meth and you have 5 kids. And you're not taking care of your children, right? Like, both instances, you need help, but one of them, your substance abuse is hurting other people.
In the kitchen, the mess goes from bad to nauseating. In the police
Bro, there's just stuff.
report, David stated he believed there was a dead rat behind the stove and decided to replace the appliance. Delana adds that this renovation caused garbage to pile up in the kitchen, making the trash situation far worse. Rats scampered away when they opened the door to the kitchen, forcing David and Delana to lock the door to prevent the children from going inside.
Is this a closet over here?
Where? I'm sorry.
The door that's next to the back door?
Oh, no, that goes to the basement.
You want to go down there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down there first and we'll see.
Are rats gonna fucking fly out of here?
Guess I should.
Oh, stop.
If I can even open it.
Stop.
You probably don't go down the basement.
Yeah,
It's very rarely open.
yeah, there's tons of rat down here.
There's blood in the kitchen in there too.
Old blood? Bro, that's worse than poop. That's worse than poop. Because then that's just like confusing, you know? Like if I walked into somebody's house and there was like poop on the floor, I'd be like, oh my God. And I would be grossed out. But if there was just like blood stains on your walls and shit, I'd be like, what the fuck happened here? Like if there's poop on the floor, I'd be like, this is just gross. But like, who's bleeding? Who's just bleeding all over the house?
According to the police report in a follow-up interview at the station, Delana additionally states that there has never been a rat in the children's room. However, in the weeks prior to the attack on the baby, 2 of the children told a school teacher they'd been bitten by mice on their toes. Delana suggested these marks were made by the children's bed frames. Unfortunately, the school nurse could not conclusively confirm the source of the marks. As the inspection comes to a close, David tries to justify his actions once again, but the officers aren't willing to allow him any more chances.
I would never guess it.
I just don't understand with all the steps he's saying he's taking to get rid of the rats, how they still have this big of a rat problem. Like, I'm just assuming there's like genuinely 60 rats in their house.
I mean, mice eat cheese and...
Yeah.
That's my thing.
No.
I don't know anything about them.
No, I don't either. No, I'm not saying I wouldn't have guessed. Like I said,
I've never...
I mean, if I've seen one, if I saw one, I'm just saying, everyone's got their own. You obviously can't just up and move or whatever. So, I mean, if you see a rat, you might not think it might happen, but I'm just saying, I mean, rats are rats, so...
David was in fact able to secure housing that same day for his family, but it was too late. DCS removed all 5 children from their parents' care soon after.
Oh, wait. Okay, now I don't know how to feel about that. So he already planned on moving them out?
Delana Thurman was charged with 2 counts of neglect on a dependent, which places the dependent in a situation that endangers them. On January 17th, 2024,
Oh, she's getting charged. The dad isn't.
Delana accepted a plea agreement for both counts of her indictment and received a 2-year suspended sentence on probation. David Schonnebaum was charged with 1 count of neglect on a dependent for each of the children who had not been attacked, and 1 count of neglect on a dependent resulting in serious injury, all of which were felonies. He was on probation at the time the crimes were committed. On October 2nd, 2024, David was found guilty on all charges and was sentenced to 16
Wow, he got 16 fucking years, dude.
years in Indiana's Department of Corrections. While Angel Schonnebaum, the child's mother, was not present at home at the time, she had been present during previous interventions and visits from the DCS. Having taken no action.
Question. I feel like everybody's forgetting this. The DCS, they're saying the DCS has checked up on this family multiple times. Are we not putting part of the blame on them? Because they clearly just weren't doing their job. If the DCS is checking up on this family a lot and not seeing the state and condition of their home and that these kids are getting bitten by rats on the daily, like, I feel like this was a preventable thing from them, right, as well. Like, obviously, yeah, the family, it's, you know, their fault for the child neglect. But, like, these people were checking in on them and telling them they were fine. Weekly checkups? Yeah, see, that's fucking crazy.
Angel was charged with 2 level 6 felony counts of neglect on a dependent for each of the children who had not been attacked, and 1 level 3 felony count of neglect on a dependent resulting in serious injury. On October 24, 2024, Angel was sentenced to 9 years in prison for the charges and is currently serving the sentence at the Indiana Department of Corrections.
The CPS worker who was meant to be checking each week should catch a charge too? Yeah, dude, I don't know. Mother could be charged while she was locked away at a mental hospital. CPS worker. Yeah, dude, like, who the fuck? They should at least be fired, bro. There was no way a DCS agent was at the house once a week. I got my fingers chewed off by rats when I was a baby because my parents were monsters. It's going to be either a very strong or very broken person. Yeah. I mean, they'll probably heal. But still. All right, I got to piss real quick. Then we're going to hop into the next fucking video. Count me down 30 seconds.